The elective girl holds a glass of warm aromatic wine, the color of cinnabar, to the yellow emperor's lips. She takes the place of the dark girl, who has got up from the bed and moved over to sit close to the plain girl. The dark girl hums gently to a melody played on the zither. The tune is made up of 5 notes repeated over and over in different sequences. Drink your fill, O noble lord, says the elected girl haughtily. Sunu, your precious conch shell, and Swannu, the peach of immortality, are busy composing a song in praise of the 5 elements that originate from the union of yin and yang. If you have an immediate use for me, please let me know. Though I prefer purple to the predominance of red in this love pavilion, I'll do my best to please you. Perhaps I should rub your head to aid the effect of the wine. If you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer them. Taken aback by the reversal of roles, the Yellow Emperor drinks some wine and watches the elected girl's face as she sensuously moves her body next to him in time with the music. As she nods her head this way and that, her earrings jingle and the Emperor finds himself fascinated by her charms. The wine begins to take its effect. Truly, you are a goddess of many colors, says the Yellow Emperor. If indeed you are also a sex initiatrix, initiate me now. Tell me the subtle effect, if any, of illicit affairs and other types of adultery. Explain to me the secret meanings of self-worship, narcissism, autoeroticism, and forms of bondage. Please explain to me all about fetishism and foot worship. Finally, if you can tell me the meaning of the Taoist term heavenly and earthly net. In truth, I'm sure these topics are beyond the reach of even the daughters of Earth herself. Pouting erotically, Xian Nu, the elected girl, rocks herself back and forth and says, Yellow Emperor, indeed, how is it that illicit affairs and adultery are so close to your mind? Perhaps even now, among your own wives and concubines, there are those who savor such thoughts. Illicit affairs are unfortunate and are the cause of many calamities. Their attraction is the thrill of the forbidden. If a woman has illicit affairs, the seed of her lovers will fight, and the ancestors will be displeased. If a man has illicit affairs, he loses the respect of those who are devoted to him. So why bother with illicit affairs? Between truly caring people, there is no space for deceit. Adultery does not refer to acts of the body. Many women commit adultery in their hearts, as do men. At the slightest suspicion of unfaithfulness in their partner, both women and men tend to develop desires for others, thinking to pay him back or her back in kind. They commit adultery with the help of their imagination. While making love with their partner, They make believe they are also loving someone else, even bringing to mind a favorite face or name. If such unions produce children, they tend to take after their imagined person. Self-worship exalts the nobility within and is a secret support for the spirit. Self-worship implies knowledge of the self and recognitions of its transcendental qualities. Self-worship takes one beyond. In this world, all acts of healthy conduct are forms of self-worship, from bathing to eating to having sex. On the highest level, self-worship is meditation and transcendence. Narcissism is natural to women. Striving to realize all her multifarious roles, she draws her narcissism from nature. For a woman, narcissism can be a form of self-worship and also a source of nourishment. Though narcissism can also serve the woman within every man, it is an illusory power that has no inherent potential for him. Yin, like water, holds its own mirror. Yang, like fire, throws no reflection back. When male narcissism dominates a culture, it impedes spiritual progress. In extreme, narcissism is a turning away from bliss. Autoeroticism is a derivation of narcissism. It is a secret circuit of the senses. Autoeroticism further softens what is already soft. Autoeroticism is a paradox of nature, a mystery born of solitude. The earth is autoerotic, but heaven is not. Bondage is the soul's endless round of births and deaths. Bondage is also the body, helpless and confined. Great Emperor, if the sight of a fair maiden, trussed and bound, excites your passion, be that as it may. There are also those among our earthly sisters whose blood is quickened by the tug of silken ropes about their delicate wrists and ankles. If both yin and yang find pleasure in such diversions, let bondage be practiced as an erotic art, but never should it be employed to degrade the soul. There are those who adopt bondage as an effective means of reversing roles. As an erotic tool, bondage can free the mind by restricting the body. Symbolic of the total surrender prior to release, bondage mirrors the game of life. Those who advocate bondage for their own sadistic or masochistic ends should try warfare instead. When, as captor or captive, destiny is theirs alone to either confront or flee from, truly it is said, the ropes that bind the strongest are found within the mind. Fetishism is like a play of ghosts. It is an obsession with specific objects or acts, and is brought about by the mind's power of identification. Fetishism is the mind's attempt to endow with meaning that which is not yet fully understood. By the power of fetishism, inanimate objects or ideas appear to be animate. Sexual fetishism occurs when an object or idea associated with sexual pleasure acquires a psycho-spiritual hold over a person. It is the ritual surrounding the fetish that endows it with power and meaning. Sexual fetishes can take the form of such mundane things as silk scarves, stockings, underclothes, bondage ropes, furs, feathers, or other items associated with pleasure long past. When the mind is obsessively focused on the fetish, intimate, meaningful memories seem to spring to life on their own. Fetishism is generally associated with nostalgia and morbidity and often conceals an inability to either express or receive love. Although fetishism can be an artificial aid to self-confidence, the ultimate price for this is high. Since ancient times, the feet have been recognized as microcosms of the body. Subtle nerves connect the feet with all the inner organs. It is the feet that bear the weight of the body through most of its years. Foot worship is thus a form of honoring the support of Mother Earth. It is a custom reserved for those one respects. When the loved one returns weary from battle, his feet should be washed, oiled, and worshipped with incense and flowers. When the consort manifests herself as the goddess of earth, her lotus feet should be honored and exalted. Foot worship does not mean foot bondage or foot fetishism, both of which are unnatural. Though in women, small feet are taken as signs of refinement and nobility, and are even said to indicate sexual prowess, foot binding is painful and serves no useful purpose. In the practice of the erotic arts, the feet can serve as either precious crucible or scepter. When the soles of the feet are placed together, a secret pleasure grotto is formed. At times when the ecstasy of love is rising, the toes curl naturally and can be easily used like the positive peak. Truly the feet are the microcosm of both man and woman. The heavenly and earthly net is an ancient Chinese rite designed to avert calamities and natural disasters caused by disharmony between heaven and earth. In this rite, performed in the dark of night, men and women make love like birds and beasts, mimicking their sounds, postures, and other antics. At times, when emperors cannot fulfill their sexual duties, and when heaven and earth begin to manifest disorder, the heavenly and earthly net is said to be the last resort. Through this sexual ritual, a natural hierarchy is evolved, and the Tao, the cosmic order, is reestablished. The Yellow Emperor momentarily places his head at the feet of the elected girl, who has finished talking and is caressing her left breast. Swan Nu, the dark girl, suddenly stops humming. A sense of expectancy fills the atmosphere. The plain girl puts aside her instrument. The dark girl drinks some wine, leans over to the plain girl and kisses her on the mouth. Then, taking her by the hand, she leads her over to join the elected girl and the Yellow Emperor on the dragon-shaped bed. So much for serious talk, she says. The facts of life are but common sense. Anyone knows that girls menstruate when they're twice 7, and that boys can father children when they're twice 8. Few, however, can play the melody of the 5 elements. Everyone recognizes that clouds and rain are the yin juices of the earth, and that jade is the yang essence of heavenly dragon. Few, however, understand the real function of the three sex initiatrices.